So it looks to me like they're about to implement Project Bluebeam, which I would never in a million years thought they would do, because it would be absolutely fucking stupid considering everybody knows what Project Bluebeam is. At least everybody in the alien community would know what it is. And if you don't know what Project Bluebeam is, well, you'll understand a little bit of it as I go over why I think that they're actually doing this. But to give you an idea, it was started by journalists in Canada in the 1990s, and it was kind of like a plan if the government wanted to take over the world by using a god or a entity that they would control somehow. So to get into it, there's kind of four parts to this, and the first part is religious artifacts. Supposedly there will be some sort of religious artifact found that will destroy religions, or these ancient holy sites will get destroyed by an earthquake, tsunami, something like that will take them out, and it will disrupt religion. Whether the fake artifact like contains some sort of ancient knowledge that says all the gods are wrong, well, this would actually start destroying some people's faith in their religion, and that's kind of what they want to do with this. Now, getting into the second part of it, this is one part of it that I really don't think they would need to do, and that is having some sort of projection or holographic image placed all over the world with people's gods like being projected out there, and then all of them kind of merging into one god, making everybody's faith think that this one entity, this new holy entity, was the one everybody should follow. But people don't need to have an image of a god. While that would reinforce a lot of faith, I just don't think that they really need to do that. Now, getting into number 3 is kind of interesting because we do have some of these technologies, and that is like telepathic communication or some sort of electronic mind control. Now, this is interesting because you can look up and find where they've done experiments where they've used some sort of, maybe it was shortwave radio, but basically they're blasting some sort of sound into people's head. Now, it isn't super detailed in these experiments, but there is no telling how far along they've come with this. Now, the whole point of doing this is to reinforce number 2, make it seem like God is speaking to you, to put more trust into this being that they have created. Now, the mind control gets pretty cool because they do have frequencies out there that cause people to go into a little bit of a panic. You can look this up. It's really interesting, and people do this with just regular music. Now, if the frequencies are too low or too high, you won't be able to hear them, but your body can sometimes react to these things, and it can cause like chaos. It can cause a lot of panic in a lot of different people, and so this would be a perfect way to get everybody all shook up, get everybody freaked out, and then be like, oh no, your savior is here. But the fourth step is really interesting, and that is some sort of alien or spiritual invasion. And if you look at the comments in any videos talking about aliens, you'll see a lot of people screaming demons. Anything coming from the sky is demons, which is really odd because angels come from the sky. So at some point, I kind of think it's bots that's spreading this, because it absolutely makes no sense. I mean, literally an angel would be coming down and people would be like, nope, that's a demon, call it an alien, it's a demon. And it doesn't make any sense, but a lot of people kind of have this belief. So if we had some sort of alien invasion, a lot of people would think that it was some sort of demonic invasion, and where this new god would be able to just decimate it, and everybody be like, oh hooray, we should follow this one god that's actually created by the government for control. Now, some of the weird things I've been hearing where people are like, oh yeah, there's going to be an artifact found, there is supposedly some sort of new thing about to be discovered in the pyramids. Apparently archaeologists or somebody is going to go underneath of the pyramid, and there's tunnels containing all kinds of ancient information. How true any of this is, I do not know, but I've seen it pop up 100 times over the past week, and a lot of people think that something is about to be discovered. And I believe Chris Bledsoe may have said something, but I don't know much about that guy except for the fact that he correlates like aliens and angels right there real close to each other. Now, moving back to number 4, I have seen quite a few different things where these government officials or these leaked things have been coming out where supposedly, oh, all of this alien technology and all these aliens and stuff is actually very demonic, and that's why they won't tell us about it. But to be honest with you, I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't think the government ever come out and tell us about aliens in the first place, and all this is doing is making one big ass distraction from them files and keeping all them rich ass kitty diddlers all safe and sound in their high ass positions in our economy. You just love it. But anyways, that's just my thoughts on it. I'm just curious if you all think they'd be stupid enough to implement Project Bluebeam where the whole world was sitting there going, yeah, I think I've heard about this before somewhere. With all that being said, my rant is over, and if you'd like to follow me, feel free to do so. I'm just over here hanging out, just hanging out, just coming up with wild shit off the top of my head. Okay, have a great day. Bye.